we're a B2B company, so we need to get out and get in front of insurers and distributors and other people who are out looking and interested in using insurtech solutions. So one of the key areas for marketing for us are the fintech conferences and those sorts of things. So over time, we've formed a view on those which are better than others and those sorts of things. And they're absolutely key. Over our history, we've changed our focus. When we're out looking for investors, we were out looking often for investors who are interested in blockchain companies. When we first announced that we're out doing fundraising, we did that at Rise in 2017. And then went to a number of blockchain events in order to try and find investors interested in startups, who are interested in startups in the blockchain space. Now that we've through the funding rounds, etc., for the time being, what we're out doing is looking for customers. And we find a really good base for those are the fintech conferences where, insurance companies in particular are visiting, looking for interesting startups that may actually solve the business problems which they have. In particular, Hong Kong FinTech Week was a great base for us last year, and also the Singapore FinTech Festival was a great conference for us last year, and really important for our business development. Everything takes longer than what you thought it would. We knew that what we were doing was big and complex. It's certainly, at our outset, we didn't think it'd be 3 years before we'd get the platform live. So that's one important learning, that make sure you're there for the long run, because this could take a lot longer than what you thought. Certainly one of the things, as a second item, that does take longer than whatever you think it will, is fundraising. Everyone told us that as a startup, particularly a startup who's out doing a serious fundraising round, and we raised $2 million pre-revenue. So doing that amount of fundraising pre-revenue was going to be very hard and very long. And it took us, just over 12 months to do that. And at the outset, everyone said this will take you 12 months. We thought, no, this won't be a problem. So, people talk very readily about the amount of money that's available in the VC space and those sorts of things. But in reality, they are still very selective. They're going to do a lot of due diligence, and it is a long process that you need to go through. So don't overlook that. The other thing from a business perspective is getting the traction with the clients. Everyone knows with a startup that getting your first client is key, because once you have that first client, it's easier for others to follow. But finding that first client can often take far longer than what you expected it would take as well. So specifically for us, the biggest challenge was the fundraising, but that was because of what we were raising and when we were raising it. We needed to raise funds pre-revenue in order to give the insurance companies the confidence that we had the backing and everything else like that for them to want to implement our solution, because of the scale of the change and the scale of the impact our solution will make on their business. At the same token, it's a very limited subset of VCs who will invest, in an investment round of $2 million pre-revenue. And so for us, that was a very big challenge, to convince the VCs who were interested, who did fit into that particular bracket, that we were a worthy person to invest in, and that we could deliver on the promises, etc. The majority of VCs, I think anywhere, but specifically in the Hong Kong market, have funds that have mandates that they won't do before Series A, or they won't do it before there is demonstrable traction and revenue from the startup, etc. And so that locks out, for the type of fundraising that we were doing, a large number of them. And that made the round probably take a little bit longer than what we thought it would.